Well, can Big Bucks become the first horse to win 4 world hurdles? Well, many good judges are branding him as a certainty, which is a dangerous word to use at the Cheltenham Festival. But nonetheless, he looks absolutely rock solid at the top of the market. But to find some each-way value against him, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Nick Watts and Graham Rodway. And obviously, Nick, Big Bucks is imperious, looks as good as ever. But come on, what's going to run for you for a place? A little bit of each-way value can you seek out?
Well, yeah, there is a little bit out there, I think. A lot depends on what's going to take him on. You know, he could have a detrimental effect on the race in as much as, you know, not many horses will be willing to take him on. It could just be a walkover for him. I think it will be anyway, whoever turns up. But, yeah, it's our job to try and find something to at least throw a challenge to him. One that interests me, I know Graham hates it, but I'm going to tip it anyway, is Ante-Post. He's 25 to 1 with Bet Victor, and he's half the price in other places, so I think 25 to 1 is a reasonable shout. This is a horse, he is a bit of an opinion divider because he looked good when he won the Royal Bond last season, Grade 1 winner, but sometimes in Ireland you can rack up sequences without particularly beating a lot, slowly run races, and you can mask your true ability. And the thing with Ante-Post is that to a certain degree, the wheels came off in the latter half of last season. He went for the Supreme Novices, didn't put any particular show there. But funnily enough, I think it's his beaten form last season, which is his best form, and which alludes to the fact that he is a fairly decent horse. He ran in a Grade 1 at Leopardstown last Christmas and really fancied to win, long odds on to do so. Couldn't get to grips with First Lieutenant. Had Hidden Cyclone back in third, wasn't beaten very far. Everyone assumed that he'd run massively below par at the time. Very, very shocked at him being beaten. But as the forms worked out, First Lieutenant went and won at Cheltenham. Hidden Cyclone's only ever been beaten once in his life and looks a very good novice chaser for this season. So it could be that the form is just very good. And then the second time he was beaten before Cheltenham, he actually finished second to Oscar as well. There were a lot of people fancy to run a massive race in the Champion Hurdle this time. So again, that's not bad for me. He had shot from the hip back in third. He was a subsequent Grade 1 winner.
One recently as well.
One over fences recently. It's a job to know which is his best trip because he's been trying different trips this season. He won over 2 mile 6 on his debut and then won over 2 mile 4 last time. But the problem is, again, that he's been looking good in beating nothing. So again, we're still in the zone where I'm not quite sure what he is actually capable of. Big Bucks, if he turns up, he wins, he goes home, and that's what the horse does, and he's going to do it again. But I'm just hoping that the Oscar Whiskers and the Ante-Post, and maybe even the Michael Dagenets of this world, will turn up just to provide some competition. Otherwise, it could be quite a boring race to watch on the day, I'm afraid to say.
Okay, well, 25 to 1 about Ante-Post. Decent each-way value there then. And Graham, Big Bucks has already passed the post, isn't he? But what are you going to find to take him on?
Well, let's get it straight. My job as a tipster is not to tell you all to back Big Bucks. You know, you all know that yourselves. So my job is to try and find why it can get beat, and I've been digging around to try and find some statistics. The Gold Miller is the only horse to have won the same race at the Cheltenham Festival 4 times, and that was in the 1930s. Only 5 9-year-olds and older have won the World Hurdle in 39 run-ins, and only one of those came in the last 22 run-ins. So it's definitely become a more younger horses race as the years have gone on. However, the problem is Big Bucks makes his own stats, don't he? As we all know, he's 14 from 14, he's 5 from 6 at the course, he's 5 from 5 on good ground, he's 5 from 6 on soft or heavy, goes on any ground, he's 14 for 15 for Walsh. He's an unbelievable horse. So he may well defy the statistics, but nevertheless, the statistics are there that suggest there is the potential for him to get beat. And because I'm looking at the younger horses, as I say, only one horse 9 or older has won the race in the last 22 run-ins. So I'm looking for the younger brigade. I'm looking at So Young, which
another
is
Willie Mullins representative.
another Willie Mullins representative, and quite aptly named for the reason I'm going for him. He looks good this season. He looks better than last season, if you ask me. He was quite impressive before Cheltenham last year. Was sent off a hot favourite to beat First Lieutenant in the opening race on the Wednesday, but was a bit disappointing, and then was disappointing next time. But he's come back this season. He's won 3 on the bounce. The worry is that Willie Mullins
Juggling all his runners.
Exactly.
Isn't
He's got a Zypor in there. He's got So Young. He's got 1,000 Stars.
Mikel Dagenais.
Mikel Dagenais, even he doesn't know what he's going to run, and he's being honest about that. He likes to make his mind up late. But Bet365 are offering a concession of non-runner, no bet. If So Young turns up on the day, he won't be 16 to 1. I'm absolutely convinced of it. He wins too many races to be that. He's got to improve, obviously, to beat Big Bucks. But I'll tell you what will happen. Unless he gets injured or something, Big Bucks will get beat at some stage in his career. It happens to all the horses, all the great horses. Kauto Star's been beaten, Denman, they all get beat at some stage. Something will go wrong. Who's to say it won't happen this time? You're going for 15 out of 15. He's an absolute fantastic horse. He'll probably win, but you've got to take him on. And 16 to 1, So Young, non-runner, no bet, is a fair each-way bet against Big Bucks.
Okay, that's fair enough. Then I also know you're looking at one of the others slightly further down the list, one from the progressive handicapping ranks of David Pipe.
Yeah, Our Father is another one that I've been looking at, another youngster. Has only had 4 runs over hurdles. I was at Ascot when it won last time. It was very impressive, beat Sureacres, backed off the boards as if defeat was out of the question and did it nicely. Got to improve a massive amount in a short period of time. That's obviously a big concern, but we've seen it in the past. David Pipe has done it in the past. Grand Cru last season improved from a handicapper to go on to finish second to Big Bucks. So it wouldn't surprise me if the lightly raced Our Father was capable of making the progression to maybe get into the places. That's 20 to 1 again with Bet365 on the non-runner no bet concession. You've got to back it non-runner no bet just in case it gets beat beforehand and then doesn't run or something like that. But I'll take 20 to 1 on that each way on the non-runner no bet as well. A couple of each way bets against Big Bucks. I don't think you can go wrong.
Okay, So Young and Our Father for Graham. Just before we go off air, Nick, I've got to throw to you my best long shot of the race, which should be Paul Nicholls trained Pungach. He's 25 to 1 non-runner no bet. They still haven't made up the mind whether they're going to run him, but he's due to run in the Rendlesham. Now, obviously, if he puts in a bold show in that, he's a definite, and I don't think the 25 to 1 will be around for much longer.
No, you could be right, and I think Paul Nicholls might run a few in there. He might go for Michael Dickinson and try and get the first 3 or first 4. He's got 5 Dream as well, who at his own level has been running really well this season. He's the type of horse that will be ignored by the market, and he could quite easily snatch a place. Quite a few of those in the top half of the betting might not actually turn up. In which case, your Pungatches and your Our Fathers of this world will probably concertina up a little bit, and you could be on quite a reasonable price. Just a word, I mean, we ought to have a quick word about Oscar Whiskey because he looks the most natural challenger to Big Bucks. Great that Di Walters and Nicky Henson are willing to have a go at him. I think we discussed the Champion Hurdle before, and I think that's the best place for him to go.
A lot of natural speed.
And you do wonder with Spirit Sun, the setback that's had to that, whether Henson might shuffle the pack a little bit and try and persuade Di to have a go with the 2-miler. I think that's the best way for him to go. I'm not sure, I think he's got too much speed to stay 3 miles. He stays 2 mile 4 well enough, but I think that's his maximum. So although the betting suggests Oscar Whiskey is next best in, I'm not a great fan of his over the trip, G-Rod. I don't know what
I completely agree with you, Watsy. I think he should be running in the Champion Hurdle, and it wouldn't surprise me if he did end up there if he wins easily at Fosslas. So he's a really dangerous Ante-Post bet at the price, in my opinion. I definitely wouldn't be having Oscar Whiskey.
Okay, well, thank you for your input there, gentlemen. So there we have it. We've got some each-way good things to hopefully come home in the same postcode as Big Bucks. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.